There are people who seem to bend reality to their will. They set a goal, and within days, life begins to shift. Things fall into place effortlessly. It might seem like coincidence, but it is not. There is a science behind this ability, and today you will learn how it works. The process is not about luck or hard work alone. It is about activating the right parts of the brain to speed up results. This method is used quietly by top performers across different fields. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists, many of them apply these techniques to reach their goals faster. The difference is that they know how to tap into the power of their minds, while most drift through life unaware of this hidden potential. In this video, we will break down the exact steps that allow people to manifest success in just 3 days. It is not a secret locked away in ancient texts. This method is grounded in neuroscience and simple enough for anyone to apply. By the end of the video, you will understand how to set goals in a way that activates the subconscious, triggers the right emotions, and rewires the brain to pull the future closer to the present. This process has helped people attract new opportunities, improve health, and even achieve personal breakthroughs that once seemed out of reach. Each step builds on the next, creating momentum that carries you forward faster than you might expect. This is not a trick or a quick fix, it is a skill that can be developed and strengthened with practice. There is a reason why some people consistently achieve more while others struggle for years. The truth is, success leaves clues. By studying the way high achievers think and act, patterns start to emerge. These patterns are not random, they reflect a deeper understanding of how thoughts and emotions shape reality. As we go deeper into this topic, keep an open mind. The concepts may challenge the way you see the world, but that is a good thing. Growth happens when we step outside of old habits and beliefs. This video is designed to help you do exactly that. Welcome to our channel, where we uncover the science behind personal transformation and reveal the tools that can change lives. If you are ready to unlock new possibilities, subscribe and stay with us. There is much more to explore, and this is just the beginning. Let us get started. Before we talk about the techniques, it is important to understand why visualization works on such a deep level. The brain is not just a tool for processing information, it is a powerful engine that shapes the body and external reality based on the signals it receives. When the mind focuses on a goal, it begins firing neural pathways that strengthen with repeated attention. These pathways create patterns that guide thoughts, behaviors, and decisions, pulling you closer to the desired outcome. One of the most fascinating aspects of the brain is its inability to distinguish between a vividly created mental experience and something that happens in the external world. To the brain, the act of mentally rehearsing success feels just as real as experiencing it in real life. This is not a trick or illusion, but a well-documented phenomenon in neuroscience. When people repeatedly engage in detailed visualization, the same regions of the brain light up as when they physically perform the task or achieve the goal. This means that with enough repetition, the brain starts believing the goal has already been accomplished. The body then follows, aligning behaviors, actions, and even energy levels to match this internal reality. This is why high performers use visualization before major events. Athletes mentally rehearse winning races, speakers walk through their presentations mentally before stepping on stage, and artists see the finished piece long before it is physically created. The connection between the brain and body plays a key role in accelerating results. Once the brain believes something is possible, it sends signals to the nervous system that affect how the body responds. Muscles react faster, confidence increases, and reactions become sharper. It is as if the body starts living in the reality the mind has created, making external results appear more naturally over time. Visualization also taps into the reticular activating system, a network in the brain that filters information. This system determines what is important by paying closer attention to the things you focus on the most. When a goal is visualized consistently, the brain begins noticing opportunities, connections, and resources that align with that vision. These opportunities were likely present all along, but without engaging the mind fully, they remain in the background unnoticed. The emotional component of visualization cannot be overlooked. When a mental image is paired with strong positive emotions, the brain releases chemicals that reinforce the experience. Dopamine and serotonin create a sense of fulfillment and excitement, strengthening the connection between the vision and the present moment. This emotional reinforcement accelerates the process, making it easier to stay motivated and consistent. It is important to remember that the brain's plasticity or ability to change plays a large part in this process. Neural connections are not fixed, they adapt and grow based on experiences and repeated thoughts. Visualization helps build new pathways, overriding limiting beliefs or old patterns that might block progress. Over time, the old connections weaken and the new ones become dominant, shaping both thoughts and actions. As these pathways strengthen, habits start to shift naturally. Without forcing change, daily routines align with the goal. Small decisions compound, creating momentum that drives success faster than relying on willpower alone. This shift often feels effortless because it originates from a deeper level of the mind where habits are formed and maintained. Before dismissing this as just positive thinking, it is worth noting that studies in fields like sports psychology, cognitive neuroscience, and behavioral science have consistently demonstrated the power of mental rehearsal. Athletes who mentally practice their sport alongside physical training perform better than those who only engage physically. Surgeons who visualize complex procedures show greater precision in the operating room. Even students who visualize performing well on tests tend to score higher compared to those who focus solely on studying. The reason behind these results lies in the reinforcement of neural networks. Each mental rehearsal adds another layer of reinforcement, much like carving a path through a forest. The more frequently the path is walked, the clearer and faster the route becomes. Eventually, the mind defaults to this new path, and the goal feels inevitable rather than distant. It is important to engage all senses during the visualization process. The more detailed the mental experience, the stronger the neural activation. When you mentally experience the sights, sounds, smells, and feelings connected to the goal, the brain encodes the event more deeply. This creates a full body experience that extends beyond thought, engaging both the conscious and subconscious mind. Another important factor is consistency. Visualizing once or twice will not create significant change. Daily repetition is necessary to keep the pathways active and growing. Each day the process is repeated, the signals between the brain and body strengthen. This consistency accelerates the alignment between thoughts and physical reality. The body's responses during visualization are not accidental. The nervous system reacts as if the experience is unfolding in real time. This is why athletes feel adrenaline during mental rehearsal, or why people sense excitement even though no external event has occurred. These physiological responses prime the body to act in ways that align with the desired goal. By engaging in visualization regularly, the body starts adapting to match the mental state. Posture, breathing, and even facial expressions shift, sending signals back to the brain that reinforce the internal image. This creates a feedback loop where the mind and body work together to solidify the goal as part of your present experience. Before diving deeper into the techniques, understanding the science lays the foundation for everything that follows. It is not just about thinking positively or wishing for success. Visualization changes the way the brain functions, rewires neural pathways, and activates the body's ability to bridge the gap between thought and reality. This process may seem subtle at first, but with continued practice, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation. Before we talk about visualization, it is important to understand the foundation that makes it work setting clear and specific goals. The mind responds best to precision. Vague or general goals do not create the same level of engagement within the brain as detailed, measurable outcomes. When the goal is clearly defined, the brain activates neural circuits that heighten focus and direct attention toward the path ahead. This clarity signals the brain to filter distractions and prioritize actions that align with the desired result. Setting specific goals creates a blueprint for the subconscious mind. Without this blueprint, the mind lacks direction, making it harder to achieve consistent progress. Goals act as mental coordinates, allowing the brain to lock in on a target and track the steps needed to reach it. The more specific the goal, the easier it becomes for the brain to visualize the process and engage the body in actions that move closer to achievement. Writing down goals reinforces this process. The act of writing signals the brain that the goal is important. This simple action engages more regions of the brain, strengthening the neural pathways associated with the desired outcome. Studies have shown that people who write their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them compared to those who keep goals only in their thoughts. Writing creates a physical imprint of the goal, reinforcing the mental image each time it is reviewed. The process of writing also brings clarity. Sometimes thoughts are scattered or unclear, but writing forces the mind to organize and refine those thoughts into clear statements. This organization reduces internal confusion, creating a stronger sense of purpose. Clear goals trigger a chain reaction in the brain, initiating patterns that influence decision making and emotional responses. It shifts the mind from passively hoping for results to actively working toward them. Goals should always be measurable. When progress can be tracked, the brain receives constant feedback, which fuels motivation and builds momentum. For example, rather than setting a goal to be healthier, it is more effective to set a goal to exercise 4 times a week or eat nutrient rich meals 5 days in a row. These measurable targets create benchmarks the brain can focus on, reinforcing the goal with every small victory. The brain thrives on progress. Even small achievements activate reward centers, releasing dopamine, which strengthens motivation and reinforces the behavior. Each time a measurable goal is met, the brain's belief in the ability to succeed grows. This creates a positive feedback loop that accelerates progress and deepens commitment to the goal. It is equally important to set realistic timelines. While the mind can achieve extraordinary results, it needs a structured framework. A goal set without a clear time frame lacks urgency, leading to procrastination or distractions. When goals are attached to specific deadlines, the brain shifts into a higher state of focus, aligning daily actions with the timeline. This focus prevents the mind from drifting and keeps attention locked on the desired outcome. Another essential part of goal setting is breaking large goals into smaller, manageable steps. The brain can become overwhelmed by overly ambitious targets that lack structure. By dividing goals into smaller milestones, the mind perceives each step as achievable, which lowers resistance and builds confidence over time. Each small success strengthens neural pathways and pushes the goal closer to completion. Writing down each of these milestones further anchors the process. The brain registers progress in stages, and crossing off completed tasks reinforces the journey toward the larger goal. This process creates psychological momentum, which can carry the mind through periods of doubt or distraction. In addition to clarity and measurement, goals should reflect personal values and desires. The brain engages most deeply with goals that align with internal passions and beliefs. When a goal resonates on a personal level, the emotional connection strengthens focus and intensifies effort. This alignment creates a sense of fulfillment that extends beyond external rewards, keeping motivation alive even when challenges arise. Visualization becomes significantly more effective when clear goals are in place. Without specific targets, the mind struggles to form detailed mental images. But when the goal is defined, the brain can construct vivid experiences, activating the neural circuits responsible for memory, action, and reward. This mental rehearsal sets the stage for reality to shift in alignment with the goal. Revisiting goals regularly is crucial for maintaining focus. The brain naturally seeks novelty, and goals can fade from attention if they are not reinforced. Reviewing goals each day strengthens neural connections and renews commitment, preventing the mind from drifting back into old habits. The simple practice of writing, refining, and reviewing goals carves a path for success. The process might seem basic, but its impact on the brain is profound. Neural pathways solidify, the body responds with increased energy, and external circumstances begin to reflect the internal shift. Before moving forward with visualization techniques, this foundation must be established. Clarity, measurement, emotional alignment, and consistency are the pillars that transform goals from distant dreams into tangible realities. The act of setting precise goals bridges the gap between thought and action, unlocking the full power of the mind to create change. Before we talk about how results begin to appear, it is important to understand the role of daily visualization. The brain thrives on repetition, and the more frequently a goal is brought to the forefront of the mind, the stronger the neural pathways connected to it become. Dedicating time each day to focus deeply on the desired outcome engages these pathways, reinforcing the connection between thought and reality. This is not a passive activity, but an intentional practice that can reshape both the mind and body over time. Visualization works by activating the same regions of the brain that respond during real life experiences. When the mind engages deeply with a goal, the brain cannot distinguish between the mental exercise and an actual event. The more vivid and detailed the mental experience, the more the brain believes the goal is already unfolding. This belief is key because the body begins responding as if the outcome is inevitable, aligning emotions and actions with the desired future. To fully engage the brain, it is important to use all five senses during visualization. Seeing the outcome clearly is only part of the process. The more the body is involved, the stronger the effect becomes. Hearing the sounds associated with success, feeling the textures, experiencing the smells, and even noticing the smallest details heightens the experience. This multisensory engagement makes the visualization more believable, deepening the brain's response. For example, if the goal is to improve health, visualizing the body feeling energized and strong is helpful. But the process is amplified by mentally feeling the sun on the skin during a morning walk, hearing the sound of footsteps, and sensing the breath becoming steady and calm. These small additions create a full body experience that the brain encodes more deeply. Each sense adds another layer of reality to the mental image, reinforcing the belief that the goal is attainable. Emotion plays a central role in this process. The brain responds not only to thoughts but to the emotional signals attached to them. Visualization without emotional engagement lacks the energy needed to trigger significant change. When the goal is experienced with genuine joy, excitement, or gratitude, the brain releases chemicals that reinforce the experience. This emotional charge anchors the goal in the subconscious mind, making it easier to sustain focus and motivation over time. Feeling the outcome as if it is already happening is crucial. The more the body connects with the emotions tied to success, the more magnetic the goal becomes. The heart rate might increase slightly, a sense of warmth may spread through the body, or a smile may naturally form. These are signs that the mind and body are synchronizing, creating the internal conditions necessary for external change. Daily consistency strengthens this synchronization. Setting aside even 10 to 15 minutes each day to engage in visualization keeps the brain focused on the goal. Over time, this practice shifts from a conscious effort to an automatic habit. The mind starts revisiting the goal throughout the day without prompting, signaling that the visualization is becoming deeply ingrained in the subconscious. This daily practice also helps reduce internal resistance. The brain is naturally wired to favor familiar patterns, and any new goal introduces change that can trigger hesitation. By repeatedly visualizing success, the brain begins accepting the goal as part of normal reality. This reduces doubt and creates a sense of inevitability around the outcome, making it easier to take action without fear or hesitation. It is important to focus on the process as well as the result. Visualizing the steps required to achieve the goal builds confidence and prepares the mind for action. If the goal is to start a new business, mentally walking through the process of planning, creating, and launching brings clarity. The brain starts recognizing potential challenges in advance and aligns the body to handle them smoothly when they appear in real life. Adding gratitude to the practice accelerates the process. Gratitude signals the brain that the goal is already unfolding, reinforcing positive emotions that further embed the visualization. Each time the mind focuses on the outcome with appreciation, the neural pathways responsible for creating that reality strengthen. Gratitude amplifies the emotional state connected to success, keeping the mind in alignment with the goal. Over time, this practice begins influencing external circumstances. The brain starts noticing opportunities and connections that align with the goal. These shifts are not coincidences but reflections of the mind's focus. The more attention placed on the goal, the more the external world reflects the internal state. Before diving into advanced techniques, mastering daily visualization is essential. It lays the groundwork for deeper mental rehearsal, strengthening the connection between thought and action. This practice shapes the brain in ways that transform effort into results, unlocking the potential to create meaningful and lasting change. Before we talk about how to bring goals into reality, it is essential to understand the role of affirmations in shaping the subconscious mind. Affirmations are not just positive statements, they are tools that help rewire the brain, reinforcing beliefs that align with the desired outcome. Repetition is key because the subconscious mind learns through consistency. Each time an affirmation is repeated, neural pathways strengthen, gradually shifting the internal dialogue from doubt to certainty. The subconscious mind operates largely on autopilot, influenced by past experiences, memories, and the thoughts repeated most frequently. Without intentional input, the mind defaults to familiar patterns, which can sometimes work against progress. Affirmations interrupt these patterns by introducing new, empowering beliefs. When consistently repeated, they overwrite limiting thoughts, creating space for new possibilities to unfold. It is important that affirmations are stated in the present tense. The subconscious mind responds to what feels immediate and real. Statements like I am confident and capable or I attract opportunities effortlessly engage the brain as if these conditions already exist. This approach strengthens belief, reinforcing the idea that the goal is not distant but happening in the present moment. The more the mind accepts this, the more the body and external reality shift to reflect it. Confidence grows through this process. By consistently repeating affirmations that reflect success, the mind begins accepting them as truth. Doubt gradually fades, replaced by a sense of assurance and clarity. Each repetition strengthens the belief that the goal is attainable, reducing hesitation and encouraging action. This alignment between thought and belief creates momentum, propelling the goal forward. Affirmations must also be personal and meaningful. Generic statements can have some effect, but affirmations that resonate on a deeper level create stronger emotional engagement. For example, instead of saying, I am successful, expanding the affirmation to I am creating meaningful success in every area of my life deepens the connection to the goal. This personalized approach makes the affirmation more believable, increasing its impact. The emotional response triggered by affirmations is crucial. The brain responds not only to words but to the feelings attached to them. When affirmations are spoken with genuine enthusiasm or gratitude, the brain releases chemicals that reinforce the experience. This emotional engagement strengthens the neural pathways responsible for embedding the affirmation into the subconscious. Affirmations are most effective when repeated consistently throughout the day. Starting in the morning sets the tone, while repeating them during moments of doubt reinforces positive beliefs. Evening repetition allows the mind to process the affirmations during sleep, further embedding them into the subconscious. This daily rhythm creates a loop of reinforcement, accelerating internal transformation. Combining affirmations with visualization enhances the process. Speaking affirmations while mentally experiencing the desired outcome activates more areas of the brain, creating a stronger imprint. For example, while affirming I am confident and successful, mentally walking through a situation where confidence leads to success strengthens the belief on multiple levels. This combination amplifies the impact, making the affirmation feel more real and achievable. Practical examples can guide the process. Affirmations like I am calm and focused, I trust in my ability to create positive change or opportunities flow to me effortlessly are simple yet powerful. Adjusting them to fit personal goals creates even greater resonance. For someone pursuing health, affirmations like my body is strong and energized every day reinforce the connection to wellness. For financial goals, affirmations such as I am attracting wealth with ease and grace shape beliefs around abundance. Writing affirmations down adds another layer of reinforcement. The act of writing engages different parts of the brain, creating a physical imprint that complements verbal repetition. Reviewing written affirmations throughout the day keeps the goal at the forefront of the mind, sustaining focus and motivation. This practice transforms affirmations from fleeting thoughts into anchors that ground the mind in a state of positive expectation. Affirmations are also effective when spoken aloud. Hearing the words activates the auditory system, further reinforcing the message. Speaking affirmations in front of a mirror enhances this effect as the brain connects the words directly to the self. This practice builds self assurance, strengthening the relationship between internal belief and external reality. It is important to remain patient with the process. Reprogramming the subconscious mind takes time, but each repetition brings the goal closer. Even on days when affirmations feel less effective, the subconscious is still absorbing them. Over time, these repeated statements form the foundation for new thought patterns, gradually reshaping the internal landscape. Before diving deeper into advanced techniques, mastering the art of affirmations is essential. They act as stepping stones that lead the mind from where it is to where it needs to be. By consistently reinforcing positive beliefs, affirmations unlock the subconscious mind's potential to align with the desired future, creating lasting and meaningful change. Before we talk about the results that follow visualization, it is important to understand the practice of mental rehearsal. This process involves mentally performing the steps needed to reach a goal, allowing the brain to experience success before it manifests physically. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly rehearsed experience and a real one, which is why mental rehearsal holds so much power. By consistently engaging in this practice, the brain builds familiarity with the desired outcome, creating a sense of ease and confidence when action is required. Repetition is at the core of mental rehearsal. The more frequently the mind walks through the steps, the more natural the process feels. Neural pathways strengthen each time the goal is rehearsed, signaling to the brain that this path is not new but already established. This repeated engagement creates a blueprint, allowing the brain to anticipate success and align actions accordingly. Over time, hesitation fades and confidence grows as the brain begins to recognize the goal as familiar territory. Mental rehearsal helps reduce anxiety by preparing the mind for potential challenges. By mentally stepping through each part of the process, the brain learns how to respond calmly and effectively. This rehearsal softens the fear of the unknown as the subconscious mind begins to accept the experience as something already navigated. When the moment to act arrives, the mind recalls the mental blueprint, guiding the body with greater ease and precision. Athletes and performers often use mental rehearsal to enhance performance. Before stepping onto the field or stage, they mentally walk through each movement, experiencing the entire process in the mind first. This primes the nervous system, sharpening reflexes and increasing focus. The same principle applies to any goal, whether preparing for a presentation, launching a project, or developing a skill. By repeatedly rehearsing success, the brain builds the neural framework needed to achieve it physically. Creating vivid mental images is essential during rehearsal. The brain responds most strongly to experiences that engage multiple senses. Mentally feeling the weight of objects, hearing the environment, or sensing physical movement deepens the imprint, making the rehearsal more effective. The richer the sensory detail, the more the brain accepts the experience as real. This level of engagement not only strengthens the visualization but also accelerates the development of new habits and skills. It is equally important to connect emotionally during mental rehearsal. The brain encodes experiences more deeply when strong emotions are involved. Feeling excitement, confidence, and gratitude while mentally performing the steps reinforces the belief that success is inevitable. This emotional charge activates the brain's reward system, flooding it with chemicals that solidify the neural pathways linked to the goal. Consistency in mental rehearsal is what creates lasting change. Engaging in the practice daily, even for a few minutes, keeps the goal fresh in the mind. The subconscious remains aligned with the desired outcome, gradually shifting internal beliefs and external behavior. Over time, the body begins to act in harmony with the mind's rehearsal, reflecting the internal progress outwardly. Mental rehearsal can also highlight areas that need adjustment. By mentally performing each step, the brain becomes aware of potential obstacles. This allows the mind to prepare solutions in advance, increasing resilience when challenges arise. Rehearsing success while also preparing for difficulties strengthens the overall vision, allowing the brain to navigate setbacks without losing focus. Breaking larger goals into smaller segments during mental rehearsal enhances the process. The brain processes information more efficiently when it is divided into manageable steps. Rather than rehearsing the entire outcome at once, mentally focusing on smaller milestones allows for greater precision and clarity. Each successful rehearsal of a smaller task reinforces the overall goal, gradually building momentum and confidence. Writing down the steps that will be rehearsed further strengthens the practice. This combination of physical writing and mental rehearsal engages multiple parts of the brain, deepening the imprint. Reviewing these written steps before each session sharpens focus, creating a stronger connection between the mind and the goal. The written plan becomes a guide, reinforcing the mental blueprint with each review. Affirmations can be integrated into mental rehearsal, enhancing the process further. By repeating affirmations while mentally performing the actions, the brain receives dual reinforcement. The mind experiences the goal through visualization while also embedding the belief that success is already unfolding. This layered approach accelerates transformation, anchoring the goal more deeply into the subconscious. Mental rehearsal also plays a significant role in overcoming self doubt. Each time the mind rehearses success, it chips away at limiting beliefs. The brain begins replacing thoughts of uncertainty with patterns of confidence and assurance. Over time, these new patterns become the default, creating a stronger sense of self belief that carries into real world action. The process of mental rehearsal is not complex but requires commitment. Repetition, emotional engagement, and sensory detail form the foundation of this practice. By dedicating time each day to mentally perform the steps toward a goal, the brain gradually aligns with the desired outcome. This alignment influences thoughts, emotions, and actions, creating the internal environment necessary for external success. Before advancing to more complex techniques, mastering mental rehearsal is essential. It lays the groundwork for deeper visualization, affirmations, and goal setting practices. This simple yet powerful method strengthens the connection between thought and action, allowing goals to shift from distant possibilities to tangible realities. Before we talk about how emotions play a critical role in achieving goals, it is essential to understand the concept of emotional alignment. Aligning emotions with goals is about connecting deeply with the feelings that accompany success. Mind and body operate as one, meaning that the emotions attached to the goal influence the thoughts and actions required to manifest it. When emotions are aligned with the desired outcome, the energy emitted by the body becomes magnetic, drawing the necessary circumstances and opportunities closer. Emotions are powerful forces that shape our experience of reality. The body responds to emotions by releasing chemicals that influence both mental and physical states. When positive emotions, such as excitement, confidence, or joy, are felt in alignment with a goal, the brain sends signals to the body that everything is moving toward that goal. This emotional energy flows through every cell, shifting the frequency of the body to match the desired outcome. In essence, when the emotions resonate with the future reality, the brain and body begin to work as a team to bring it to fruition. On the other hand, negative emotions such as fear, doubt, or frustration create resistance, which can slow or even prevent progress. These emotions send signals to the brain that something is wrong or that the desired outcome is unattainable. The brain then focuses on finding reasons to support that belief, creating a feedback loop that perpetuates feelings of helplessness or failure. Therefore, shifting emotions to a more positive and empowering state is essential in achieving any goal. One powerful tool for shifting emotional states is gratitude. Gratitude is more than just a feeling, it is a transformative energy that elevates the mind and body to a higher frequency. When we express gratitude, we signal to the brain that we are already in possession of the desired outcome. Gratitude is not reserved for moments of completion, it can be felt and expressed at any stage of the journey. By feeling gratitude for the progress made and the opportunities available, the brain is conditioned to expect more of the same. Gratitude activates the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and a sense of peace. It counteracts the stress response, allowing the mind and body to remain in a state of receptivity. This state of receptivity is crucial because it allows the brain to notice new opportunities and solutions that would otherwise be missed. When we focus on what we are grateful for, the brain becomes primed to attract more things to be grateful for, creating a cycle of positive energy that speeds up the manifestation process. The act of giving thanks also shifts focus away from lack or limitation. When we are grateful, we focus on abundance instead of scarcity. This abundance mindset attracts more of what we want because it aligns with the energy of receiving. By focusing on what is already present, gratitude expands the perception of possibilities, making it easier for the mind to see how the goal can be achieved. Gratitude, therefore, helps break the habit of looking for what is missing and instead highlights what is already working toward the goal. Incorporating gratitude into daily practices magnifies its effects. A simple practice is to take a few minutes each day to write down things for which you are grateful. This exercise not only helps shift emotional states, but also reinforces the mindset of abundance. The more frequently gratitude is practiced, the more natural it becomes to approach challenges with a positive outlook. Gratitude, when felt sincerely, transforms the emotional atmosphere, making it easier to stay aligned with the goal. One of the most profound benefits of gratitude is its ability to maintain focus on the desired outcome. Gratitude strengthens the belief that the goal is already on its way. When feelings of doubt or frustration arise, gratitude helps redirect the mind back to a place of certainty and trust. This emotional reset prevents the brain from slipping into a state of resistance, keeping it in alignment with the goal. Gratitude also enhances the body's ability to respond to challenges. When the emotional state is aligned with the desired outcome, the body is more capable of taking inspired action. The mind becomes clear and focused, and the actions taken are more intentional and effective. In contrast, when emotional resistance is present, actions may feel forced or disconnected from the goal, making it harder to achieve the desired result. Before diving deeper into the manifestation process, it is important to understand how emotional alignment acts as a catalyst. When emotions are in sync with the vision, they serve as a powerful fuel that propels progress. Gratitude becomes the key that unlocks the flow of abundance, creating a magnetic force that attracts the resources and opportunities necessary for success. By aligning emotions with goals and practicing gratitude daily, a shift occurs that accelerates the manifestation of the desired outcome. Before we talk about how these techniques can be applied to real life scenarios, it is worth looking at individuals who have used similar methods to create rapid and extraordinary change. Across various fields from sports to entrepreneurship, people have harnessed the power of mental techniques like visualization, emotional alignment, and daily affirmations to achieve success much faster than one might expect. These examples offer powerful insights into how the mind can shape reality. In the world of athletics, many top performing athletes have utilized mental rehearsal and visualization to enhance their performance. These athletes mentally prepare for every move, every play, and every game well before stepping into the actual event. They vividly rehearse each action, from the technique to the emotions they will experience during the competition. This mental preparation not only boosts confidence but also primes the body for physical success. By consistently practicing these techniques, athletes have been able to break records and achieve their goals faster than expected, with many attributing their success to the mental training they undergo in addition to their physical preparation. Similarly, in the world of entrepreneurship, many successful business owners and innovators credit their rapid success to the power of mindset and emotional alignment. Entrepreneurs do not just focus on the logistical and technical aspects of building a business, they also focus on aligning their emotions with their goals. By practicing gratitude, focusing on abundance, and visualizing the successful future of their company, these entrepreneurs create the mental and emotional environment needed for success to unfold. The more emotionally aligned they become with their vision, the more opportunities seem to appear, and the faster their goals manifest. In the creative arts, artists have used similar mental techniques to unlock their potential and bring their visions to life. Whether visualizing the process of creating a masterpiece or aligning emotionally with the joy of their craft, many successful artists find that their mental practices help them perform at their best. The use of daily affirmations, for example, builds belief in their talent and reinforces their commitment to creating their best work. By emotionally connecting to their art and expressing gratitude for the ability to create, these artists often find themselves achieving breakthroughs and producing work that resonates deeply with others. Consider the example of one well known athlete who used the power of visualization to recover from a severe injury. This individual did not just rely on traditional medical treatments, but also used mental techniques to mentally rehearse the healing process and visualize a complete recovery. Through consistent mental rehearsal, this athlete accelerated their healing process and returned to the field far earlier than expected. Their story is a testament to the mind's capacity to speed up recovery when aligned with a strong mental image of success. In the business world, a renowned entrepreneur turned a small startup into a multi-million dollar enterprise in a matter of months by applying a combination of visualization, affirmations, and emotional alignment. They did not just focus on the technical aspects of their business, they visualized success, felt the joy of achievement, and used gratitude to maintain a positive mindset even during challenging times. As a result, the business grew at an unprecedented rate, attracting opportunities and investors who seemed to appear out of nowhere. This rapid transformation occurred because the entrepreneur had mentally prepared for success long before it arrived. Another example comes from the entertainment industry, where a famous actor used visualization and affirmations to break into the film industry despite facing numerous rejections early in their career. This actor would regularly visualize receiving offers for roles, seeing themselves on movie sets, and feeling the excitement of success. Over time, they began to receive opportunities that aligned with their visualized success. Their career took off in a way that seemed almost instantaneous, proving how powerful the combination of belief, visualization, and emotional alignment can be in achieving one's goals. In the world of music, a talented musician practiced daily mental rehearsals, visualizing every note and performance before stepping on stage. This musician also regularly expressed gratitude for their musical ability and the opportunities that came their way. By aligning their emotions with their creative goals, they found that their music resonated more deeply with audiences, and their career grew in ways they had once only dreamed of. The power of mental rehearsal, when combined with emotional alignment, allowed them to perform at their highest level and achieve success at an accelerated pace. All of these individuals demonstrate how the techniques of visualization, affirmation, emotional alignment, and gratitude can lead to rapid and extraordinary success. Whether in sports, business, entertainment, or the arts, these techniques have been used to create breakthroughs that seemed impossible without the mental preparation and emotional alignment that preceded them. Their stories prove that success is not solely determined by physical effort or external circumstances, but also by the power of the mind to shape outcomes. Before diving deeper into the application of these methods, it is important to understand that these success stories are not isolated examples but are backed by science and repeated practice. The power to create rapid change lies within the mind, and by applying these methods consistently, anyone can experience similar breakthroughs in their own lives. These stories serve as proof that when the mind and emotions are aligned with the desired goal, success follows. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the key steps we've covered in this video. First, we discussed the importance of setting clear, specific goals, ensuring that your vision is measurable and achievable. Then, we explored the power of daily visualization, using all five senses to make your mental images vivid and real. Next, we looked at the role of positive affirmations in reprogramming the subconscious mind, strengthening belief and confidence. Following that, we examined the value of mental rehearsal and how repeating the actions in your mind helps make them feel more natural. We also highlighted the importance of emotional alignment with your goals, with gratitude acting as the catalyst to speed up manifestation. And finally, we looked at real life examples showing how athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists have applied these techniques to achieve rapid success. The key takeaway is simple, consistent practice is essential for results. Applying these techniques every day with focus and commitment will create a powerful shift in your mindset and actions. The results might not appear overnight, but with dedication, the transformation will be undeniable. I encourage you to start applying these steps immediately. Begin visualizing your goals, practicing gratitude, and aligning your emotions with your vision. The sooner you begin, the sooner you begin, the sooner you will see results in your life. If you found value in this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more videos on personal transformation and success. Your journey towards a more fulfilling life starts now, and we're here to guide you every step of the way.